5 different congressional districts represent the people who live in the 15-county metropolitan Cincinnati region, and all of those are drawn to make them overwhelmingly Republican districts. Tonight, Local 12 political observer Dan Hurley focuses on the contest in the Ohio 1st District between Steve Chabot and Michele Young. The only time these candidates met face-to-face in the race was on Local 12 Newsmakers.
My name is Michele Young. I would love to have you vote.
First-time candidate Michele Young is doing what every candidate running against an incumbent has to do.
I do not have the extraordinary advertising budget of my opponent, who is on the air around the clock. I have to hope that one person at a time I reach them.
Young's challenge is compounded by the makeup of the Ohio 1st Congressional District, which carves up Hamilton County in a way that could be competitive, but by attaching it to suburban Warren County makes it almost impossible for a Democrat. Steve Chabot has been in Congress for 16 of the last 18 years, having served on the County Commission and Cincinnati City Council before that. Michele Young, an attorney, is neither shy nor deferential.
We need fresh ideas. We need new blood. Weren't you once for term limits?
There's good.
Were you for term limits
change.
once, Steve?
I still am for term limits.
But 12 years. But you promised
every
it.
opportunity that we've had to vote for term limits, I voted for them. The problem is it takes a constitutional amendment that takes 2/3 in the House and 2/3 in the Senate.
Okay.
And no, I didn't agree to self-term myself. Although some people like yourself have made that inaccurate
1994.
attack, and it's just not true.
Okay, they differ on a spectrum of issues.
On her website, she accused me of voting for NAFTA.
Well, no,
Interestingly enough, I wasn't even in Congress yet when NAFTA was passed. It is something that we ought to look at, but Canada and Mexico and the United States, they've benefited, but they've also been hurt.
You've been voting for free trade, and you've been voting for shipping out our jobs, and also for tax loopholes, which also allow these major corporations which have shipped out our jobs to not pay their fair share of taxes.
Some disagreements are local, like how to move the new Brent Spence Bridge forward.
In the most recent transportation bill that we got passed, we worked in a bipartisan manner and got a new funding pot in there for projects of regional and national significance, and a significant portion of the Brent Spence Bridge could be paid for out of that.
$2.2 trillion, 22 years, studies. Steve, to get things done, we have to see them done. I know you're trying, but it's not working. Give me a chance. I will get the job done because I am innovative, I'm creative, I don't take no for an answer.
Less than 8% of the 435 congressional districts are considered competitive. In the others, demographics overwhelmingly favors the incumbents. For a first-time Democratic candidate in a district like the Ohio 1st, you only have one option: work hard, hope for a miracle, and believe that you're building for the future. Dan Hurley, Local 12 News.
The current congressional district lines will not get redrawn until 2022 after the 2020 census.